Hi everybody, welcome to Line of the Week number 185, Motif Development Using Melodic Rhythms. It's time again to take a rhythm, add notes to it, and then improvise with it over tunes. This form of improvisation is called motif development. This week's line includes 4 specific motif development tools: variation, extension, fragmentation, and rhythmic displacement. Variation means same melody, different rhythm, in other words, rhythmic variation, or same rhythm, different melody, which is melodic variation. Extension means adding notes immediately before or after a motif or motif fragment. Fragmentation means an identifiable part of a motif. Rhythmic displacement means starting on a different beat. Before I get to the line of the week, and so we're all on the same page, here are the chords to the progression. The chords are E minor 7 to F sharp minor 7 flat 5, B7, E minor 7, A minor 7, D7, G major 7, A minor 7 to D7 resolving to G major 7. Here are the chord scales I'm using for this week's line. The chord scales are G pentatonic to A melodic minor, C melodic minor, G pentatonic, G major, E flat melodic minor, D pentatonic, G major to E flat melodic minor resolving to D pentatonic. Here's the melodic rhythm I'm using this week. You can use this rhythm yourself to create your own motif and develop it in your own way in your own music. Here's the line of the week with Guitar Pro backing I use to make sure I'm getting the notes and the rhythm accurate. Let's look specifically at the line of the week. In measure 1, there is the original motif, meaning the melodic rhythm with notes that fit the harmony. Measure 2 contains a melodic variation of the original motif, meaning the same melodic curve but different notes to fit the harmony. Measure 3 contains a fragment of the original motif. The fragment is made up of the first 3 note values of the original motif. The fragment is repeated twice in measure 3. Measure 4 contains a melodic variation of the original motif. Measure 5 contains an extension comprised of an 8th note run leading up to measure 6. Measure 6 contains a fragment of the original motif. The fragment is made up of the first 3 note values of the original motif. The fragment is repeated twice in measure 6. Measure 7 contains a dotted quarter note extension of measure 6. Alternatively, you could look at the end of the measure 6 going into measure 7 as a variation of the original motif which is rhythmically displaced by 2 beats. Measure 8 contains a fragment of the original motif. The fragment is made up of the first 3 note values of the original motif. The fragment is repeated twice in measure 8. Measure 9 contains a dotted quarter extension of measure 8. Alternatively, you could look at the end of measure 8 going into measure 9 as a variation of the original motif, which is then rhythmically displaced by 2 beats to end the line. In conclusion, let me quickly shift gears. An explanation of my fingerstyle technique is available on my store page at stewartjazz.com. All my major, pentatonic, melodic minor, and diminished shapes are included in my instructional video and accompanying PDF files. The PDF files contain regular notation, tab, left-hand fingering, right-hand fingering, hammer-ons, and pull-offs. The video and PDF files are only $10. Your purchase helps support the channel. So that's all for this week. Take the melodic rhythm and see what you can do with it. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week.